welcome to the bunch. Right here is the Super Elliott group. Saturday morning, Norton Summit Tower Hotel rolls past around 8:18 to 8:23. Ride originally started by Alan Gill, the legend from Super Elliott's on Rundle Street. Started in about, I think it's about 2002, 2003. Alan started this ride. I think my first time I did it was 2004, 2003, around about. So over 20 years ago. Alan still rides in this bunch most weeks. Okay, good cyclist, Alan. If you know, you know. And so the bunch does a loop, and it starts from the city. So this is, everyone's been warmed up. They've been riding for about 15 minutes. This is from the city to here is about 15 minutes. Okay, and this is the fastest climb, the longest climb of the day. It's the one that's everyone says, okay, let's just rock and roll. And if you want to rock and roll, you go to the front. If you don't want to rock and roll, you chill at the back. You do your thing. It's all good. It's a really good bunch. It's just good vibes, man. All right, so I'm a dead last here, and I try and get dead last for most of the time, just to pass riders so you can see how big the bunch is. Because if I'm sitting first wheel, I'm taking all the wind, and if I'm sitting fifth wheel, it looks like I'm only riding with 5 people. So we start at the back of the bunch, which is not the good idea, because then you got to close the gaps. So now I'm talking about 600 watts to move up here. You can see riders here sprinting out the saddle. Just, the pace is on right now. And at the front, the pace has been set it's been lit up. All right, the pace is lit. Okay, lit. So this is a fantastic group. This would be the highest fitness bunch in the world, I'd say. Like if you can be in the front bunch on this ride up the climb, if you can win the Norton Summit Preem on the day, then you're a national level rider. You are of high level, especially when all the bros are around. Okay, and if you're a chick, and if you can ride in the second group up here, then you are national level. All right, and there's only 1 or 2 girls maybe 3 girls in Australia who could ride in this bunch and not get dropped. So it's a high level. It's high level, and this is great. So now I'm on Carl's, or you can see Carl here, the blue shorts. He also enjoys rim brakes and vegan cuisine. You got Nick there on the left, just rolling off the back. He's ex-men's open state road champion. Okay, so we've got some very experienced riders. Everyone at this point in the bunch is quite experienced, pretty much. 99% of us. Okay, I've got rim brake Roubaix there. It's tarmac rather. Nice bike. All right, so now I'm thinking I should go around, because I can see this gap there, and you can see it's surging. And I was thinking I should go around. I'm like, actually, nah, yeah, nah. And a big surge there. Look at that, big surge. We're all strung out. I'm probably doing about 800 watts at this point. About to get dropped. The rubber band's about to snap me off the back, and I'm just thinking, dude, I cannot get dropped. So I do extra 900 watts just to get under Carl's wheel. Boom, back down to 500 watts, 450. Now we're slowing down to 400 watts, and I'm just sitting pretty, catching my breath, and moving up for the bunch there was not such a good idea. But Carl, who is riding that Condor rim brake bike there, on his day, he's riding in the 11s, so he's one of the fastest riders ever up Norton Summit. Okay, so on his day, so yeah, good wheel to sit on. I don't know if I just get on Carl's wheel, it's going to be a good sit, because he's consistent, reliable, and he just knows how to ride hard. Okay. And if I can hold his wheel, that means I'm going really good. Okay, so it's a good wheel to get on. So there is a bit of a gap now. There's some riders who've gone off the front, because there was a bit of someone dropped the wheel. So obviously, I'm not in the condition to close that gap. So I'm just going to follow wheels, and hopefully maybe we can see what happens later on. Maybe we can catch on. Maybe they slow up. Who knows? Cross your fingers. But the watts we're doing now, I'm happy with. I know this is going to get me like a low 13s, and my PR I set last Sunday, 12:45. 12:45 I did last Sunday on Strava there, about 340 something watts, and I'm very, very lean at the moment, around just on 70, high 69, low 70 kilos consistently in the morning weight, which means, yeah, faster times for me. And also here, which is the red shorts here, and you've got Jung on his Radio Shack. That's actually Dale Parker's old bike with Power Tap hub. It's a time machine. That bike's a time machine. It's in great condition. I think Jung bought it for like $350, $500, whatever. There's Tory there on the right. 10-story Tory. And I let the wheel open, because I thought maybe Tory wants to get in there. No, didn't want to. Okay, cool. So I closed the gap again. And this is a bit of a mistake by me, because look how long it's taken me to close this gap. There's an acceleration there. So the rider on the front is just driving it. And you can see that we're going so fast now. There's a big spike up. I'm doing about 600 watts again. Look at this big surge, and I'm dropping the wheel here, Jung swaps out there. He rolls to the right on the Radio Shack Trek. Nice bike. Dale Parker's old rig. It's crazy. I rode with Dale Parker and Lance Armstrong up McGill Road, and I think pretty sure Dale was riding that exact bike back in 2010, 2011. Crazy, isn't it? Small world. 2010 actually, I think it was. And so we're cruising up here to the hairpin. I've gotten on the wheel again, and there's no one behind me. It's just three of us now, and you can see the bunch up ahead. There's a few riders up ahead. They're sort of slowed up a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 riders up ahead. Okay, 6 riders up ahead, and we are motoring. This guy, the red light, the black kit, motoring up here. Just look at him, born climber, mate, born climber. And I'm just gassed, just holding the wheel, just thinking, dude, that guy, he got dropped, he stood up there, boom. So now there's 5 riders up ahead. We're chasing 5 riders down. Or not we chasing, I'm sitting on the back and they're chasing the 5 riders ahead. I'm hanging on for dear life. I'm about to put a bit of fishing line around Carl's seat post so I can stay in contact here, because I can't get dropped on camera. That'd be embarrassing. So you can sort of see how fast we're going past other riders. We're going so fast up the hill, if we collided, if we rear-ended another rider, it would be catastrophic for the bikes. That's how fast we're going up the hill, is if we rode into the back of another rider, everyone would crash. This rider here, now there's 4 ahead, this rider here off the back, he's going to switch on onto my wheel. He's going to jump onto my wheel. Okay, so now there's 4 up the road. 4 riders up the road, slinging it up there, slinging up Norton Summit. Norton Summit is a good climb. It's not a hard climb by any means, but this is a hard bunch. So if you are, if you're a world tour rider, I've seen world tour riders try and stay on this Norton Summit segment and get dropped. Literally. I won't mention any names. I'm not here to, because obviously there's seasons and end of the season and whatever. I'm just saying though, we've had world tour riders come to the Super Elliott bunch ride and try and stay on the hot pace up Norton Summit, which is the hardest climb of the day, fastest climb of the day, longest climb of the day, and they got dropped. Okay, won't mention any names, just saying. And it doesn't matter if you get dropped, because obviously if you're a world tour rider, you have variations in fitness and variations in hemoglobin, and then this is a freaking fast ride. So yeah, this is the fastest ride in the world in terms of fitness wise. So now this rider there, he's dropped off onto my wheel, and now it's just I'm on Carl's wheel. And I was thinking, damn. Damn. And you can sort of see that gap there. I'm just about to pop off. No, I can't pop off. I've got to stay on I've got to get the shot, man. I've got to get the shot, and who knows, we might, if I stay on Carl's wheel, maybe I'll PR. Maybe I'll go into 12:57. Okay. I think I did like 13:13 that day, or whatever it was. So I'm on Carl's wheel, and I'm just psyching myself up. Come on, Holly, just harden the fuck up, bro. And I get back on the wheel. Look at that. Get back on the wheel, and we're just zooming along. And Carl's good to ride on, because he keeps a solid tempo. He doesn't really attack or surge or ride silly. He's just very like a mathematician, very calculating. Okay, so he's dependable and reliable wheel to sit on. And that's what happens when you're in the bunch rides. You learn who to sit on, who's a safe wheel and who's not. Carl switches over. I'm like, all right, it's time for me to take a turn. And now look at this. This is boring, isn't it? This is just boring now. This footage is boring. Okay, I'm just an open road. Looks like I'm walking my bike up the hill now. It looks slow and boring. And up the road there, you can faintly see some of the riders are chasing. And I'm thinking, great, Carl's come back around. He's like, Harley, that turn's fucking soft. Let's go. Okay, good. Now I've got something to watch. There's much better. Now you know why I sit on. Sort of. So there you go. That's the deal there. We got some ripper footage for you coming up, man. We got some. Oh, I've got footage from January haven't been uploaded. Okay. There's so much footage to come. So I appreciate your patience here. And in terms of power data, I don't know what the frick's going on, that Carbon Verb thing. It just, yeah. I've tried, I've clicked on it. I'm a computer illiterate. Yeah, I'm a professional YouTuber. But yeah, I'm still incompetent on the computer. So we're doing, if you want the power data, just go to my Strava, okay? I've been riding my Scott Addict lately that has a power meter on there. I was riding that Tarmac for a while with the BB30 crank, no power meter on that. But now I'm back on the Scott Addict, and another rider there, boom, he's off. So now there's 3 riders up the road. 3 riders up the road. 3 riders up the road. So these guys are getting shelled. This is a hot pace up here. Hot pace. So the watts varies, from 600 to 300 and average around 340, 350 watts. And I'm around 70 kg. So you do your maths and the watts per kilo there, we can do better. So if I keep losing weight, I will keep getting faster, and my power will remain the same. I'll sit between 340 and 370 watts up Norton Summit at 60 kilos, 59 kilos. Okay, so if I just keep losing weight, keep staying natty, the weight is just going to shred off, and hypothetically, I could get down to 60 kilos. So that would mean if I'm doing 360 watts up here or 340, we're doing like 5.8 to 6 watts per kilo, which will mean if I can do that, don't know if I will, but if I did, it would mean I would be on the front, just driving the pace hard, shredding the bunch out the back. Because if you can do 6 watts per kilo for 13 minutes or so, 11 minutes, then you're going to be, you're doing really, really well. That 6 watts per kilo figure, you're just going to be shredding stuff, shredding bunches, man. You're basically like a carrot shredder. You're going to be shredding people off the wheel. Okay, 6 watts per kilo, hold that, just absolutely shredding the bunch, man. Like just riders like carrots going through the shredder. Okay, getting grated off the back. So I'm sitting on Carl's wheel here again. Look at Carl's, just consistent, just tapping out the watts, man. Just tapping out the watts. Got some riders here, 3 abreast. Imagine that. Imagine that. That's how fast we're going. If we collided with him, obviously we wouldn't. But hypothetically, imagine that if we just ran into the back of him. They'd be like, "What the? Got hit by a motorbike or something?" You know. That's how fast we're going up here. It looks slow, but if you compare other riders going up here, we're ripping up here. Just on Carl's wheel, good wheel to sit on, just ripping up. And you can sort of see Carl. He's just giving it. His head's down. He's looking at his legs. He's just pumping it, mate. He's just getting it going. You see the striations in his calves. And we're using a GoPro Hero 10 here, and it's great, man, because look how stable it is. I'm out the saddle at this point. I'm out the saddle. If you look really carefully, you can sort of see the camera shakes a little bit. Like you can sort of see left, right, left, right. So I'm out the saddle, just sprinting to hold the wheel. Doing what I can just to hold the wheel. And there's 2 riders behind us. So Carl looking around, he's like, "Come on, I pull a turn." I'm like, "Yeah, I gotta get the footage. Sorry, bro." And that's it. I try and go around. I'm like, no. Carl's just doing such a good job, and I know it's gonna be much better footage if I'm sitting behind riders. It just looks way better than versus me. That's my excuse. That's my excuse for being a softie, not pulling on a turn. But again, if I'm going to sit on, I'm not going to sprint, am I? Okay, so that's another thing with etiquette. If you're going to sit on, okay, cool, but you can't sprint past someone on the line. Okay, so that's just a given there. Yes, I'm not going to sprint past Carl on the line up here. I'll just sit on if I can and just hold on as long as I can. And if I'm with him at the line or with anyone else at the line, I won't be sprinting past because I haven't done any work. I've just been sitting on. So if you sit on, then you don't sprint. If you want to sprint, you got to pull turns. Okay. This ain't the World Tour here. This is bunch etiquette. So again, you can see that effort there. Carl just in the big ring. There's in the big dog. All right, so it starts to flatten off. Carl's in the big dog and just pumping it, mate. Yeah. Carl could have been a World Tour rider for sure. 100% could have been a World Tour rider. Because look at him, he's just, he just knows how to push himself, and he's got fantastic physiology. He's just basically all legs, isn't he? He's all legs. Look at his legs versus his biceps. This dude's made for fucking cycling, and he's quite aerodynamic as well. Okay, he ain't gonna be on any NBA basketball team, but he could definitely be a World Tour rider. Okay, he's like a sort of Victor Campenaerts style of physique and abilities, time trial climbing, all rounder. Diesel coming up to the last sort of 40 seconds of Norton Summit here, and they've got 2 riders on my wheel. And they're going to probably come around soon. Yeah, so Carl's just getting that last bit of dig. And again, here we go. So I'm struggling to hold the wheel here at this point. And I thought I'll just follow the wheels. I'll follow the wheels. Carl just eased up there. So I just rolled around Carl. Not to out sprint him, but he just had enough. And so he just pulled over. And so I've jumped on these guys' wheels. Bahrain Merida bike. And then boom, that's it. That's the stubby pole. That's Norton Summit. Done and dusted. Done and dusted. Good work, gang. That is Norton Summit. Thanks for the support, people watching the videos. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. And this is Saturday. Shout out to Alan Gill for starting the ride 20 odd years ago. Adelaide is an amazing place to live, man. It's the best city on earth to live. Adelaide is the #1 city on earth to live, in my opinion. I've travelled a lot. It's amazing. Now I'm going to turn around. Check your shoulder, always check your shoulder, and then we're going to show you the riders still coming up the road. So see the bunch fragmented, splintered by the riders on the front driving the hot pace. And then everybody regroups at the drinking fountain, and they get some water, talk a bit of shit, all good, and then regroup and then do the loop. And the rest of the loop's pretty a lot more conservative than this. A lot more conservative than this. So this is the part of the ride I enjoy the most. You know, this is what gets me out of bed, because I can't do this level of riding by myself. So I really enjoy the bunch atmosphere and positioning and just the vibe in the bunch. So you see the riders coming up there, not too far behind. Adelaide, Australia, overall best city on earth to live. And then I've gone back down the hill, pick up Natasha. She's coming up now. She's on her Specialized Roubaix. I swapped this with Jung for a giant XTC I got from Brooksy. Cheers, guys. And so Natasha's there, the drive wheels. DR2 Durace, thanks for coming. Yeah, Natasha goes all right at the club when she wants to, doesn't she? This is a great time, man. Great way to start the weekend. Adelaide. I've travelled all around the world, and Adelaide is just the best city in the world. If I could never ever travel again, I'd be disappointed but not heartbroken, because I live in the best city on earth. The best city on earth. Like, I watch videos. I'd like to go to Japan or India or China or Europe again maybe, or US again maybe. But I just look at the air pollution over there, and I think, man, that's full on. Or look at the crime or the violence or the political instability. And I was thinking, yeah, whoa, damn. Adelaide's fucking good, isn't it? You know? Adelaide's the best in the world. Adelaide is the best in the world, okay? I live the highest quality of life because I live in Adelaide. And I'm into cycling. I'm into carbohydrate. I'm into the simple life. So that automatically, by default, makes me one of the luckiest men in the world, because I happen to live in Adelaide, Australia, and enjoy the finer things in life. The finer things in life, such as rim brake bikes, and Strava, and fresh air, and running, and good shoes, good people, good company, carbohydrates, low fat, vegan living, healthy stuff, Enjoy the good things in life, the finer things in life. That's what I enjoy. And that is why I just feel like an absolute king every single freaking day, man. I'm living my dream. I love this stuff, man. It's fantastic. Anyone can do what I'm doing. It's not for everybody. Not everyone wants to do what I'm doing, but I love it. I ain't trying to be in the Tour de France, but a lot of the guys that I ride with, they definitely could be, okay? Especially some of the 18 to 20-something bros. Definitely, it wouldn't be surprising if you see some of them in the Tour de France in the future. Adelaide, Australia. What a great day. What a great place to live. Thanks for watching, gang. Thanks for the support. See you out in the road. Say g'day. Stay carved up. Wear some bright clothing. And ride to return.